We are now talking to minor league and catcher founder of the All-Star Advocacy and Big Fly Athletics, Bruce Maxwell. What's going on, Bruce?
What's going on, man? How's everything?
I'm good, man. I see that you're in Mexico, so you're all the way over there. How is it over there? Is it good weather over there right now?
I'm currently actually in the Dominican Republic.
Oh, okay. It says Mexico on his thing.
I live in Mexico.
Oh, okay.
So,
Gotcha. So how is it over there in the Dominican?
The Dominican right now, it's very wet. The hurricane that hit the bottom of Florida and everything's bringing a lot of rain the last couple of days. And so, but it's beautiful as ever.
Well, I know it's a beautiful country, and they have so many great places. The water over there is beautiful, very, very warm. I know a lot of people like to fish over there. So how are you and your family dealing with this pandemic?
I've actually been on my own. I haven't been around my family much, but my family's back at home in Alabama. And, I mean, they're taking as many precautions as they can. You know, my mom doesn't really leave the house unless necessary. Stepdad, same reason. My sister's a school teacher, so she takes all the precautions at work, but everybody's doing perfectly fine.
Well, what are you doing right now in the Dominican Republic? You playing right now in the off season?
Yeah, I'm playing winter ball for the Toros de La Romana.
Very, very interesting.
So, yeah, we start up on the first game of season Sunday.
Well, the baseball season will be starting very, very soon. With everything that's going on with this pandemic, they're talking about basketball coming back 2 weeks before Christmas, hockey starting in January 1st, and they're saying baseball. Speedy, when are they talking about baseball coming back?
I've heard it regular time so far in April.
February?
In April, yeah, February, spring training, stuff like that. That's all I've heard right now.
Very, very interesting. So, Bruce, why don't you tell us a little bit about your foundation and what you're doing right now, not only for your organization, but for baseball.
My foundation, I guess, from Alabama, born in Germany, military family, and went to Division III college. You know, got drafted by the Oakland A's, got converted into a catcher. Had parts of big league time in 16, 17, and 18. Last year, I linked up with All-Star Advocacy. It's a nonprofit company out of San Diego, California. And our number one goal that has been for the last couple months is voter awareness. So basically what we do is we have our own website and we have all of the ballot information for Southern California, especially San Diego. And basically we break everything down, every aspect of what's on our ballot, what's on the ballot for this previous election and what we're voting for, all types of things. Because one of the biggest problems we have in America right now is a lot of people not only aren't registered, but they don't really know what they're voting for. They don't pay attention to what they're voting for. And so if you spread awareness and they acknowledge, their lack of knowledge, it might inspire people to look at our website or look at our forums that we have and to educate themselves a little bit about their community and what's around them. And I also work with a company called the Lila Project. They're based out of LA. They specialize in providing mostly urban communities, whether it be after school programs or backpack school supplies when school goes back in a session, or around the holidays they provide meals and for these low income communities. And they also do food drives, food drives for passerbys, in a lot of cities in Southern California. So I also work hand in hand with them.
So you're mentioning you were born in Germany, and Germany not really known for baseball. It's obviously growing now lately, but they're obviously known for soccer, hockey. There's a lot of hockey players, basketball a little bit, but not as much for baseball. I mean, what was your experience like playing baseball in Germany, in again a country that's not known for it? And also, how much more do you think it can grow within the game? Players like you and Max Kepler and guys like that.
To clarify, I never went to Germany to play, but I do play for their national World Baseball Classic team. I remember when I first played for them in 15 or 16, I can't remember. We were in Mexicali, Mexico, and our team was very young, man. It was a lot of inexperience. a lot of heart, but just not not a lot of experience. So we didn't do well in that qualifier, but we were actually preparing for this year's qualifier before COVID struck, and our team was a little older. They had some more time under their belt. I know they worked their butts off over there because I keep in touch with a lot of them, and we had a really good chance to upset a lot of people in that classic. So, I talked to some people over there that are trainers, that are coaches, and it's coming along, man. The toughest part about it over there is it's not very desirable because it gets cold so early and it stays cold for so long. And so not a lot of outdoor activity when it comes to that. It's kind of like in the States. Like, you don't find a whole lot of people playing baseball on the East Coast, but you might find a lot more people that play it on the West Coast just because of climate. It's just the world how it is. And, they don't have the academies and the luxuries that we have in the States, because there's not a whole lot of them over there. They're in abundance, So baseball players are everywhere in the States, so everybody can, put together money and build a professional facility, and they just don't have that access over there like we do.
Bruce, you were drafted in 2012, second-round draft pick by the Oakland Athletics. What was it like in 2016 all the way to 2018 playing for a major league team like the Oakland Athletics, a team that is an organization that makes the playoffs almost every single year, always falls short, usually against the Yankees or some of the top teams right now in the major leagues? What is it like playing in the major leagues for an organization like the Oakland Athletics?
It's historic for me. We play in that original stadium, and everything's, it's weathered, but it's like it has so much history in that stadium and in those uniforms, So I enjoyed it. My time in the big leagues was nothing short of adventurous over my 3 years, up and down. But that organization holds a lot of history, a lot of wisdom. A lot of the guys still come around. Your Dave Stewarts, your Ricky Hendersons, Vita Blue, all those guys still come around in spring training and then during the season. And so it's a big opportunity for you to get information and to learn from, walking, living legends, in that uniform. So it was very historical for me, and I learned a lot.
So what were some of your relationships like with a lot of those young players on the team? Because the Athletics are still a very young team. They've had a lot of different catchers that have come up and down throughout the system in the last 5 years or so. So what were some of your connections like with those players? Maybe some stories that you have in the minors and even on the major league roster. And also, what was your relationship like with both Bob Melvin and with Billy Beane?
When it comes to the players, man, a lot of the guys that are up there right now came through the minor league system with me. A lot of those guys are 12 or 13 draft picks that we were together since pretty much A-ball all the way to the big leagues. I'll be honest with you, I really don't have a relationship with any of them except one guy to this day. And it's, Chad Pender. He's, one of my best friends. And so, I mean, I can't tell you, I can't speak for now or in the past couple of years because, our relationships really went to the wayside, but, it is what it is. When it comes to Bob Melvin and Billy Beane, to be completely honest with you, I probably said 10 words to Billy Beane in 6 years, 7 years, whatever it is. I was young, man. He knew me, but, it wasn't, he never, I very rarely saw him come down and, talk in the locker room or anything like that. And he's super professional, and he has his superstitions, I think. And so, you respect a man like that. Me and Bob Melvin, we've been through our ups and downs. I don't have anything bad to say about the man. He's very quiet when it comes to game time. He's a very serious person. He's got a lot on his mind, and I respect that out of him. And he's a good manager. He's a solid manager to play behind, and he knows his craft. And we never really had a personal relationship, but from a coaching manager, player manager standpoint, he was pretty sound.
Bruce, you're playing for the New York Mets. You're right now playing for their farm system, and they have a new owner, Steve Cohen. Over here in New York, they call him Uncle Stevie. He's the richest owner in Major League history. and he's taking over a team, an organization that has been a laughingstock in the major leagues for the last couple of years. Yes, they were in the World Series a couple of years ago. No thanks to the Wilpons, that's for sure. They have an owner that actually opens up their pockets. When you look at this team as a whole with some of the players they have right now in the major league, some of the young superstars that they have, and they've had a lack of catching ability. That's for damn sure. Do you see yourself in the future maybe being called up and being one of the catchers, being a backup catcher or a starting catcher for this organization?
I do. Yeah, I do actually. We have a solid group of players up there. I know I played with a few of the solid guys down in AAA this year, and I mean they have a good makeup, man. When it comes to the coaching staff, when it comes to the players, we have enough tenured guys with enough young guys for everybody to gel. I think it's just a matter of time before we come out on top in our side. And so, yeah, I look forward to helping the big league team chase a World Series. Hopefully this year, I'll be in camp, doing my best and working my ass off to get that call and for them to let me know that I made the team out of spring. It's going to be competitive, but end of the day, we're here to win a World Series, not pat each other on the ass. So.
Well, there is a guy that is going to probably be named the president of the organization, and that's Sandy Alderson, somebody that you know very, very well. You worked for you played for an organization that he helped build. Any thoughts of Sandy Alderson coming to the New York Mets and helping that team rebuild again? He was the GM of the organization a couple of years ago, came down with cancer. He winded up leaving on his own recognizance, and now all of a sudden Steve Cohen, who is a very good friend of Sandy Alderson, has come out and said that he wants to rehire Sandy Alderson as a president. Any thoughts to Sandy Alderson?
Personally, at all times I've met him, I absolutely admire the man. He's got integrity. He knows his stuff. And I think he does a great job at his position. And so I think that'll be a great hire from Cohen. And I think he'll fit in nicely. I really do. Like you said, I know him personally, so I'm excited about it. Nothing against, Brody Van Wagen. I love the guy as well. And that was an unfortunate situation when it comes to the dismissal of our whole front office, but, it is business. And, but I'm excited about Sandy. I'm excited to see him again. I'm excited to work for him again. And I had no problems with him in the green and gold. And so I don't anticipate any hidden problems when it comes to the blue and orange, man.
What are some of the differences in terms of the Mets organization from what you experienced last year, obviously a shortened season, to the Athletics, and also with Steve Cohen now there? A lot of people think they're going to become kind of like a big market team. I don't know if they're going to get to the level of the Dodgers or a team like that, but they're definitely going to be a bigger market team in comparison to what they've been in the past with the ownership. So what was your experience like there? What do you think it can be in comparison to last year, and also in comparison to the Athletics, who are always known as the Moneyball team?
Obviously the Mets are a bigger marketed team than the Oakland A's. To be completely honest with you, but the facilities and everything are much better, much better. I just think the environment's more lively, around the Mets, even with no fans. I think there was a lot more support in New York when it comes to them, even though the Yankees are in town. And I just enjoyed it. I think I enjoyed it a lot more than my last couple of years in Oakland. These guys, excuse me, these guys really made me feel wanted, and they welcomed me. And I was surrounded with a great group of guys at the alternate site in Brooklyn. And, I knew everybody was there to fight together, even at the alternate site, man. So I look forward to at some point in time, sooner rather than later, join the big league club, which I know a few guys on that team as well. And to gel together with these guys and to learn some things, maybe teach a thing or two. But I like the overall experience better than my past organization.
They need a catcher, man. They absolutely need a catcher. I don't want to hear about JT Realmuto. I'm a Yankee fan. I grew up a Yankee fan all the way from the Don Mattingly era. So I can't move, but I don't hate the Mets. I don't hate the organization. I want the Mets to do well. Something they've been lacking over the years is a catcher that can call good games and actually hit in the clutch. So a lot of Met fans are looking for that guy, and maybe you're that guy.